Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is a bit of an unplanned video because I've just received my Scrawlrbox this morning, and since Art Fight is starting I think Tuesday, I had decided to take several days break to help my elbow and my hand heal because I have some inflammation going in there. And since I've received this, I don't really have the choice but to film this now, which all of this is just an excuse to be like, sorry, I'm not having my fancy makeup and everything. Like I always like to record these videos and making it like a very fancy thing, so there's just my bare face. There's that. I'm very excited because this Scrawlrbox is a bit special. You'll see why in a second, but before we open this, I will just show you the pieces of art I did with last month's Scrawlrbox. So if you've watched the video, I had done this little moon planet. I think it was Mercury. Yeah, I think it was Mercury. And I also did these little clouds, which I'm very proud of. Clouds are something I'm having so much issues doing, so I also did this bunch of fox, which I think are so cute. This one is a bit thick, but you know. And last thing is the crystals. I love drawing crystals, and using this color palette was a lot different than what I usually do with the rainbows and everything, and I kind of like it. The way it blends into the gray gives it very transparent, and I don't know, I just like how it looks. So yeah, that's what I did with last month's Scrawlrbox, and I'm very excited to open today's, to be honest. So I'm just gonna change the camera and everything, and let's open this Scrawlrbox. Okay, so let's open this. I'm so excited. Let us see what awaits us this time. Ooh. What do you think this could be? Markers maybe? What? I don't know. Let's empty everything and let's see what we have there. The first thing I want to check is the zine, because this is the reason why this month's box is a bit special to me. I am not going to check what's inside of the box. I just want to check the last pages because I had been chosen in the top 3 artists to be featured in the zine, and I am just so proud to be right here. Look at that, that is me. Look at these guys, my tentacles and my kitty cat. Wow, I'm just so happy that they actually featured the like blacklight version, because I think it looks so good. And I've been doubting my art recently for the past month. I think the more I try to better my art and to improve, the less I feel confident in it. For some reason, I'm happy with what I do, but I don't know how to explain it. But the fact that they contacted me for that, and that's so funny because for some reason they couldn't get through to me via Instagram. For some reason, because my DMs are always open, even to people who I don't follow. I follow them actually, but like it's always open, and for some reason they couldn't get through to me. So she went through my website and my contact form on my online shop, and she wrote to me there. I was like, girl, you're really something. And yeah, I'm just so proud to be part of this, and this is the reason why I got the box gifted that I made the short of, that I posted last week. So yeah, and also I'm very happy that they added the kitty, because this was inspired, as it's written there, you can just take the time to read. It was inspired by a friend who's actually watching, I think, all of my videos, and who's very supportive. You know who you are. And I really wanted them to add that little sentence. That's like nothing, but still, you're there for me always, so you had to be part of whatever this is, because, you know. And now that I see the other art pieces that have been chosen as top 3, that's insane. This is very, like, I tried doing watercolor droplets like this once, and it was so hard. So with this material, it's insane. Wow. So yeah, I was just so excited to see this. That's like, oof. I'm so happy. Okay, let's go back to the art now, to the box itself. So what can we have here? This feels like pencils, I think, like a box of pencils. Is there candy there? Because in the last box I did the short of, there was no candy. I was like, why do I not deserve candy? Anyways, let us discover what's inside. Ooh, aqua brush. Yay! So we have the candy this time. Okay, so my phone stopped recording because there was an update to be downloaded for some reason. I had my internet turned off and my Wi-Fi too, so I don't know when it stopped. But here we are again, I guess. Everything goes wrong today. It is what it is, but I have my candy. So I'm happy about that. The sticker as well looks pretty nice. I really like the colors. Then we have two pencils. Oh, they're pastels. I see. You have a green and a kind of a plum color. Then we have a liner pen, which is 0.5. That is big for me. But we'll see what we can do with this. Nice. And then aqua brush. Okay, so these are probably water-based markers, which I haven't used in years. I think the last time I used some of these, I was like probably a kid using the Caran d'Ache markers. I'm not a marker girl. I like alcohol markers, but these ones, we'll see. These are like skin colors from what I can see there. Nice. As usual, we're not gonna check at the flyer because I don't want to be spoiled about what we can do and all of that. Then we have the art from the featured artist, which I think is a very nice style. That's pretty cool. I like the colors. They're a lot more muted, except for the pink, and it's a lot more muted than what I use. And it's kind of refreshing to see this kind of art, you know, because always being bombarded by very saturated colors, even though that's what I do and I love it, sometimes you need something more soft. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the paper. It's 160 grams. We have 8 sheets, mixed media paper. It's very smooth, which is nice. And now to think what we can do with this. I'm just going to open the markers and see what colors we have in here to be sure. There we go. Okay, so yeah, they are indeed skin colors. Cool. We never have enough skin colors. So, as usual, what we're gonna start with is swatching the colors. Okay, so let's start with the pencils. I'm curious to see the colors they have. So let's start with the first one, which is maroon. Ooh. I'm so dumb. For a sec, I completely forgot those were pastels. I was like, that's a weird feeling. That's a very nice color. I like this very much. And then the green, which is called Green Day. Okay, so these are the colors she used for the hair and drink and the makeup as well. Nice. Then for the liner, I think it's nothing special. It's not written if it's waterproof. I hope it is, because I hate doing line art after I did the actual like coloring. I'm just gonna take the darker brown just to see if this is waterproof. Okay, it seems like it's waterproof, which is nice. Let's just swatch the colors of the markers. So first one, do they have names? Napple, Nap. How do you say nap in English? I don't know. Napple yellow, you know. If you know, you know. Okay, that's a very light skin tone. Nice. I like this color. That's cool. Then we have pale orange. Okay, so the hue difference is very subtle between those two. If you can even see that on camera. Now that it's drying, it's less subtle. You can definitely see that's more yellowish. Nice. Then for the browns, first one we have is Van Dyke brown. Okay. Nice. That's a very chocolatey, more of a cool tone brown. Pretty cool. Then we have Mars Red. Oh, I'm gonna love this one. Oh yeah. Oh, I love that color. If I'm drawing a character, I'm probably going with this brown, Mars red brown color. I really like this. Wow. And then for the pinks, we have Flesh Tint Light. Yeah, Flesh Tint. Okay, I had to reread because that sounded like a weird name for a color, doesn't it? Ooh, these two would go so well together. Kind of scared now if I go with this. This pink is way too light to do the blush. And then for the last pink, we have Flesh Tint Medium. Okay. That could maybe work with this. And now that I was checking the color for this one, I saw that there is another side here. Oh, that is nice. So we have a brush nib, which is very nice for putting on colors or blending them together. And then we have a fine bullet nib. Oh, that's cool for details. Wow, that's very thin. Is the size written anywhere? No, but that's very thin. I just want to see how do these blend, because water-based markers, do they blend well? Do they kill the paper? I don't know. Let's try that. I'm so used to alcohol markers now. Can I settle for water-based markers? I don't know. Okay, well, do they blend? Guys, I'm not too sure. Is it killing the paper? Okay, it's not going through. Nice. Not too sure about how they blend together. Can you see that? Yeah, they don't really blend that crazy. But I do love the color selection that we have. Those two darker shades are very nice. I think I'm gonna go with a darker skinned character. Okay, so I just went ahead, took a little eraser, pencil, and I'm gonna sketch my character. I'm gonna go with something simple, with a chibi style character, because that's what I've been drawing a lot recently. Let's go. Hello. So this is later that day. I had to stop recording because I had a little bit of an emergency, I guess I could say. I did continue to do the sketch quickly while I was eating, and that's where we are right now. When I told you that today everything was going wrong, everything was going wrong. Yeah, it's not the best looking sketch, you know. I did something quickly. I didn't want to go into too many details. But there we are, and the thing I was wondering is, should we go with the line art? Because it seems to me that it is waterproof, but I'm kind of scared. You know what, let's go with the line art. Okay, so usually, because I was starting doing this kind of chibi style like 3 or 4 days ago, but I'm doing the line art with colored pencils and not liners. But let's see if I can do something nice. You probably won't see me anymore there because I'm going to be shrimping over my paper. But let's try this. Okay. I've been doing a bit more traditional art, so my hand is a bit more steady. But it still isn't like the steadiest hand you'll ever see, so sorry about that. I still need more practice. That's why I like to use colored pencils as well, because you don't need to be doing like the line one continuous flick, you know what I mean? Also, I'm not gonna lie, recording while I'm drawing is, and that is something I've heard a lot of artists say, it kind of blocks you, like you don't feel, I don't know, it feels so weird to record myself when I'm drawing, and I don't feel as free, or it doesn't have the same taste. For painting, I don't really mind, to be honest, like the tutorials and everything, I really don't mind, but when it comes to actually drawing like this, I don't know, it feels weird. It doesn't feel as fun and as, I don't know, I feel blocked, to be honest. Because usually I take a lot of time to do the line art, even if it's with colored pencils. And here I feel like I need to hurry up because I don't want to bother you guys, but then it doesn't look good. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I guess that's something I'll have to learn. But for now, it feels a bit weird. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it has to do with the fact that when you're recording yourself, it almost feels like you have to perform somehow. What I like and don't like about this liner is that when it's thicker like this, it's a lot easier to be steady, like your hand to really feel steady and confident in your lines. But at the same time, you can't really go into too many details and like doing some lines more thicker than others, because otherwise it'll look like way too thick, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's what we're left with. I'm just gonna take the Mars brown and I want to see if I can mix that and the pink to do the blush somehow. I don't think they'll blend, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Let's just start with the shadows. So I'm just gonna add the simplest shadows over here. Since we can't blend them, I don't want to do them too thick. And also, I don't know if I'm crazy or something, but I think that when I erase the pencil, it kind of, not erase, but the black line marker, the fine line marker looks a bit less dark. I don't know, I might be going crazy. Okay, now let's go with the face and the blush. So I'm gonna start with the blush part and try to blend it somehow. Yeah, those guys, they don't want to blend at all. So I can layer the pink to make it look more blended with the brown, but it doesn't like blend for real. Which, okay, I'll know for the next art I'll do with these that you really can't blend them. Or maybe there's a technique I'm not aware of. Like I said, water-based markers, I really am not used to using. Though I must say that I kind of like the way it looks. Yep. Well, she's gonna look, kind of almost want to go over this now, because I really don't like how it looks. And maybe just do a simple, something like this. Something else with those water-based markers is where you are going over and layering them. They really do layer like crazy, even if you were not intending to do it. They layer real good. So if you know what you're doing, it's a nice thing. If you don't, like me, it looks a bit sad. Okay, now for the dress, I think I want to go with the yellower flesh tone, which I think was pale orange. Yes. And then I'll do the under, like the petticoat, with this. Ooh, the liner is not waterproof. Okay, well, now we know. I could do something like this. Doesn't that look so cute? I'll work on that a bit more later. I'll just go as far down as I want to go so that I can maybe color her thighs as well. I wish I could do her knees a bit pink, if that doesn't look weird again. Now for the hair, let's start with the shadowy parts. Because you know what I'm thinking? Because the more I'm looking at her, she looks so cute, but the color of her dress and the petticoat makes me think of tacos or hamburgers or something, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't have used those colors. But we're good. I'll manage. But you know what I mean? Okay, I'll just add a bit more color down there. Okay, for the eyes, we'll go with black. The Napple yellow, yep. And just add maybe a bit of shadows. Maybe she'll look less taco-y, but I don't think it's doing anything. She'll be the taco girl. Oh no. Ooh, I've just had an idea. I could have used the pastels with the markers to do other colors. Okay, so here we are with the final result with our taco girl. No, she's cute. All in all, she's very cute. I guess I really have to learn how to use those water-based markers because I think she's adorable, but I still have a lot to learn. I'll have to check out the zine, and not just for the part where I'm in, but to see how it's supposed to be used, because as we can see on the artist's art, like there isn't necessarily shadows, it's just very flat colors, and I'd be interested to try and do more of that because I don't think I've ever done just full-on flat colors. I'm always trying to overwork my drawings, so I might try to do that, and I'll post the drawings I'll be doing with these on Instagram, and when I'll be posting the next Scrawlrbox video for July, I will be showing them to you anyways. If you have any advice or anything you would have liked to draw with these, if you had any ideas of things you would have done with these, you can leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'm just so excited now. When I'm posting this, it's probably art fight. It's starting today when I'm the day I'm posting this, so I'm very excited. But for now, I just need a few days break with no art, no drawing, nothing, just chilling. But yeah, I was very happy. I was happy to be part of this. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.